I think having to be so immersed in the culture, like, you have to, like, get to know, first off, the people. 'Cause, I mean, like, going to just, like, cafes and, like, ordering, like, your regular, like, breakfast or your coffee. It's like, you get to know them, they get to know you, they ask, like, questions more and more about you. So just getting to know them, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like they just, threw us out there and we just had to go and, do our own groove and meet people by ourselves, which was a great experience. They're very friendly in Italy, so it was easy to do.
And it was better because if you're especially studying a language, it really helped you to improve just by being able to talk to them all the time.
There was a guy named Bruno, and he, had his own place called Bruno's, but it was just, like, it was a very, I guess, somewhat lively place. I mean, like, a lot of people would go there, like, after classes or whatever. He had food and everything. He'd have, like,
Yeah, it was
drinks.
the local bar, and
kind of deal.
they had sports events, and we were there during the
European Cup.
So that was really exciting. It's just, very
Mm-hmm.
fun.
And we also got to meet Giovanni,
Mm-hmm.
who was the director of the school we studied at, so...
Extremely good with networking. I mean,
Yes,
he knew everyone,
networking.
and he took us everywhere. It seems like this guy was all over the place.
Yeah.
So.
Just the fact that you got to know more people through it, like, people that I would never have thought I would talk to. Like, there was an entire group of Chinese students there, and it's just, like, being able to talk to them. Like, you had to talk to them in Italian because that's the only, like, natural language that you guys had between each other. So.
There's also... Who was the other group of students that was with us?
The opera singers?
yes.
Or?
Yeah, there was another school that was with us as well, so we got to meet a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. And just all the activities that they had
Yeah.
throughout the week, so there was always something to do. You weren't just sitting around. And
They had, like, open houses and just, like, different activities.
Oh, let's see. I remember specifically we had like a welcome brunch dinner lunch thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really good.
Yeah.
And they had like this big table
Table
set up in the school, and they had all just different kinds of dishes. And then they had like another drink station, and we just all walked around and were talking with each other. All three schools were there, so they really wanted to keep us tight knit, make sure we knew each other.
Yeah.
They don't usually just sit at home and sit on the computer and
They're very
play video games. They go outside, they interact with one another, and it's like one big family over there. We did a lot of sightseeing. They took us to different little cities around Italy, and each one had its own little background where we saw, we toured castles that used to be there back in the day, and it's very, they kept it preserved. Everything was really old and ancient.
Like, even, like, the new, like, cafes or even the new restaurants that you went to, it's like, it's always had, like, a historic culture background to it. I know, like, there were just, like, different, like, dishes that you would never try before, like, when we went to the vegetarian.
Oh yeah, that was an interesting experience.
Yeah. It's like this, it was a woman, like, she had 2 restaurants, but she only had one of them open, like, every other day. And she picked everything from, like, her garden or from other people, and, like, they were, like, some of them were specific, like, vegetables and everything that you could only get in Italy, and just, like, different things like that.
So you have to be extremely flexible on what's going on.
I
Because they
flowers.
open when they feel like opening.
Flowers.
I ate some
You
flowers.
Rose petals,
Toured Rome, and that was just breathtaking. And it was more, Americanized. You're walking through, there's a huge strip mall of different stores left and
It's
right.
very touristy compared to, like, different little
King,
places that you were at.
Yeah.
But then what also was great is like you walk down the street, businesses left and right, and then all of a sudden you see a Trevi fountain or something just in the middle of all this business, which was really cool.
Like, every single morning that we went to school, like, we had this little bridge that you would walk over, and like, you just looked at it the first time, and like, even when it was like a dreary day, it's like you look down there, it's all green. Like, yes, there was some construction going around there, but all green. There was water.
It was extremely hilly,
yes.
and like you just see in the distance farms and just beautiful scenery. So that was awesome.
Yeah, it was stunning.
And I also like that it was a small enough town where you get to know the people, and even if you were there for a small time, you saw the same people every day, and you get to know.
And I think it's like, I'm trying to think, like, they have a very more relaxed culture, I think, than any of us. Because I remember having a conversation with, like, Francesca, and she was like, Americans are always very go, 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 go kind of thing. And then, like, with us, like, when our power went out, we went down to her, and we were very frantic. And she, like, sat us down. She was like, here, have a drink. We'll figure it out as it goes. It's very different. And, like, I don't know. Just hearing that, like, a lot of people from, like, Urbania or just from Italy, like, they usually stay where they are usually. They have a lot of opportunities to leave, but I know, like, she had talked about Giovanni, especially, like, and how he wanted a bigger picture for himself and everything like that. That's why he came to Millikin for, like, his 4 years or whatever, so. I think the nice thing is, like, a lot of the classes were very tailored to, like, kind of, like, including culture. Like I know I took my principles in management thing, and like we got to have like just different conversations with different business like owners and everything like that, and just kind of got to look at the different businesses. And with BJ's class, small business entrepreneurship and like artisan small business, like we got to talk to more business owners, and just the fact that like it wasn't just text, it was also seeing it in real life. So.
Yeah, I just felt like you had to keep an open mind about your classes and know that you're in a different place, so they do things differently, and you have to adjust to your studies that way.
Especially with the language, because we would learn so much about Italy, just so many different places, because everyone was in a language, whether it was, 4 hours of it a day or 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I believe no one spoke English. Like, they just spoke Italian to you straight. So you picked up on that.
But it was still a great learning experience. And
Yeah.
Definitely.
a lot of fun.
They spoke so much slower to us.
It made me definitely realize that I do have to take things like kind of more as they go. Don't like try to necessarily plan ahead every little aspect of your life. And like it kind of just made me realize like appreciate a lot of things that you don't really appreciate. So I don't know. It was an amazing experience and just something I would never take for granted.
It definitely opened my eyes to different cultures and possibilities. Be involved.
Yes.
Just
Very involved.
you can stay in your room, study, do the stuff you're there, but you're missing out a bunch. All that Italy has to offer, and that's not really taking advantage of what the course is.
Yeah.
Go out and have fun,
Yeah.
because you will have a whole new experience and a way of looking at
And
it. I just
they-
feel that you come out better.
Yeah, exactly. And like I mean, like I know like towards the end, like I got to go out with like a lot of people and like just like get to know people. There are people that I met from like Australia or from Germany or from like just different places. And if I hadn't gone out that night, or if I just hadn't like taken the initiative to be like, oh yeah, you know what, I've done all my homework. I could easily go to sleep now. Instead, I actually went out and just kind of talked to more people.
If the opportunity is there, take it, because you'll regret it if you don't.
Yeah.
I still keep in contact with a couple of the locals there. We exchange some information. I talk to them on Facebook, so it's cool to have some friends overseas.
Italy's culture.
Yes.
Like, it is just, it's just
You will
culture.
experience without even trying it.
Yeah. You just,
Definitely.
everywhere you go, you wake up in the morning, where you stay is culture.
Yeah.
It's a whole brand new experience.
Yeah.
From what you're expecting is completely different, but it's
You
even
must
better.
just go there.
It's
Yeah.
even better than what
Open
you
mind.
expect.